Good morning, Thriving Warriors. Okay, Google, what time is it?
6:29 a.m.
Great. Okay, Google, what is the date?
It's Saturday, February 11th, 2023.
Great. Okay, Google, what is the weather?
It's 43 and partly cloudy. Today, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 40.
Excellent. Okay, so here we are at Department of Career Services for Thriving Warrior, where our goal is simple: to help you get from point A to point B, where B is better. That's it, no big deal, just to help you get from point A to point B. We do it through what? A series of breadcrumbs. This is the first breadcrumb. We might have like 15, 20 little breadcrumbs to follow on your journey. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Diana. Yes, it's Saturday morning. We try to start by 6:30 on Saturdays. So down below in the description, we have a whole bunch of other breadcrumbs, including a link to our online course, the motivational video I use, the TED Talk. This is week 2, day 6. Jill Bolt Taylor talking about what happens after a brain scientist observes them having a stroke and what happens in the different sites of our brain. It's really fascinating, unique. Please take the time to watch it, and the motivational video. Then we have other things from Goggins, Jordan Peterson, Daily Stoic, transcript from Seth Godin, Jack Rowland, and berachah.church. All of that enclosed in the description down below. Please subscribe, like, share, you know the thing. All right, so 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. First things first. Coffee. Right. So this coffee was partially made by Justin. Not sure why he's not on here. So that's why he is here. Okay, so I have my little routine, go from French press to this, to that. Should have my MCT oil in there, but nope, not today. Forgot. Why? Talking to Justin Oliver. Anyway, no big deal. That's where we are. Sip of coffee. Hopefully everyone's got one. Diana, do you have a cup of coffee? Good morning or hello, Charlene. Though you're not with us live, you're at work. Charlene is at work right now at the Oh Happy Bread Bakery, a place I have to start avoiding because I notice that I am buying more bread, just French bread. So not good. Okay, Diana already had her coffee. I think Jeff has probably an energy drink. For him, coffee, pen, paper. Next breadcrumb is our theme. It's simple. This is from Jordan Peterson. You want to get from point A to point B. You want your life to be better. It's simple. Just be less wrong. Just be less wrong. Good, Jeff. Coffee and oatmeal. Great. Do you stir your oatmeal or shake it? Gently shake it. Vibrate. Or do you do it the way they do it in elementary school, where it's mush? All right, as opposed to like rice. Okay, it's simple. Just be less wrong. So you don't have to be not wrong. You don't have to be perfect. Just be less wrong. Next. Okay, so back to Jeff for a second. And Greg, who's probably at work on his way back from work. Whatever, on his way to work. But tomorrow is the first day with Morgan. I spoke to Aman yesterday briefly about Armando hiring Morgan. Let's help Morgan, give him plenty of pep talks. The air's probably going to be let out of his tires quite frequently. Let's see what we can do. Next breadcrumb. I'm so happy and grateful now that what? Ask yourself the question. I'm so happy and grateful now that what? Okay, I'm so happy and grateful now that I will read a text. I will read a text. Here is what the person said. You're doing God's work. We're happy to support you. I'm glad I got to see you again, and we're energized too. I've engaged our architect for the Oasis site, but let's do modular housing at Rainman ASAP. Who is that, Jeff? Who said that, do you think? Before telling you who said it, Jeff comes up with his answer. I'm going to say that, Jeff, was only possible because you and Greg continue to carry the ball down the field in Vegas, making sure people are doing their thing. So, this is really, you can take a lot of well-deserved credit that enabling me to focus on the things up here. Let me just turn the alarm off. Enabling me to focus on the things up here. Is that Charlene in the kitchen? Enabling me to focus on the things up here got them to say that. Plus Charlene, tremendous value. They were at the Oasis yesterday. At Rainman first, and met the people there, and the attitudes were good and happy. And thanks to Paul, Charles was there, Sayer, Barb, Danny did a little video interview. The people there were upbeat, positive, and that's really thanks to Jeff and Charlene. Charlene for Rainman, Jeff for enabling us to focus just on what's happening up here. So we're going to try to put modular homes in the back lot at Rainman, get an architect engaged to get this place going, and it's going to be really good. So thank you. And let's see. Okay, good morning, Justin. If Charlene was here, this would be a new record. Okay, we got to find Lamont. We have to find Lamont. Okay, next. Okay, so that's just a little bit of stuff. Good things happened yesterday. That's what I'm so happy and grateful for, is that Camino Verde group was here, specifically Mike Ballard came up. We went to Rainman, then to Fort Freedom. After about 10 minutes, he said, I'm in. My daughter is marrying a guy who is a mobile home park magnate. Here's what he does, and I'm in. Then we went to the Oasis, and it was, wow, this is fantastic. You've done great. This is amazing. And all good stuff. So our guys up here were busy scurrying around, cleaning stuff. They were out of the way, but visible, making things happen. So thanks to everybody. That's what I'm so happy and grateful for. Wow. It's 9 minutes and 15 seconds in, and we're only down to the second thing. Okay. Memes for today. Today's video, Jordan Peterson, motivational video. Jordan Peterson, very good, talking about not quitting, not giving up, etc. So we can skip over that. TED Talk, Joe Bolte Taylor, Harvard scientist, brain scientist, has a stroke, lives through it, able to see what's happening as the blood is going through her brain, shutting off parts of the left side of her brain, just experiencing life from the right side of the brain. And then the left side comes back on. So she's got rational thought. Then it goes out because neurons are being destroyed, because the blood flowing through the brain, back on, death, back. And so really, really good thing. And a lot of people get choked up watching Joe Bolte Taylor describe that. All righty then. Next, our man that we try to emulate as much as possible or imitate, Seth Godin. Quietly change it. Quietly change it. Take a sip of coffee. When we think about altering a policy, a setting, or even the outfit we usually wear, it's easy to imagine that everyone is going to notice. Right. In fact, almost no one will. That's because no one cares about the noise in our head or the actions we take nearly as much as we do. You might think it's going to cause a big commotion when you do something that's inconsistent, but if it's generous and useful, it'll simply happen. We couldn't noisily change it even if we wanted to. Let's see, who is that? Oh, that's Paul. Paul in the kitchen down there making coffee. Good, Paul. Great. I'm going to turn that off just so you can see Paul. All righty then. Quietly change it. People don't notice what you do. That's why they have tinted windows. Okay. Next, let's go back to our video at 12:10 into it. Let's see. Now is the time we talk about what are we helping you do on your journey. Think that the job of your life is to build a table. A table represents your life. And the table has 4 legs. You can build the table as large as you want. The one I'm sitting at is literally the size of a ping pong table. Now imagine a table the size of a ping pong table and think about what are the legs, what kind of legs would be needed to support that table. Pretty strong legs. And the legs represent different aspects of human character that need to be developed. So here there are 4 legs to the table. Right, Diana, good. Right, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. There's a physical leg. Physical is what? What is physical? There's 2 parts of physical: fitness and health. What we take in, health, and how we use our body, physical. Our bodies are made to carry a load. Our bodies are designed to move our brain around and to do things that our brain can imagine. So our brain can imagine picking a piece of fruit. Our body actually picks the fruit. Our brain doesn't pick the fruit. Our brain coordinates our body's ability to pick the fruit and then do whatever we do with the fruit after that. So physical. You can tell a lot about what's inside of people by looking at the outside of people. And what we learn from the spiritual side is happiness should start from within, not from without. Happiness that is brought in from without, from outside of you, manifests itself on you. So we have different neurotransmitters that are released to make us feel good. For example, dopamine makes us feel good. We can get a shot of dopamine, in other words, feel good, by eating food or drinking or gambling or pornography or workaholic, whatever it is, anything like that to excess from the outside to excess to release dopamine will make us feel good, but there will be external signs of that. So if you are a workaholic, you work too much, your body probably won't be in great physical shape, probably won't be really overweight because you're obsessed with working. You could be kind of thin, but you look tired. If If you use dopamine to feel good by eating, you'll be overweight. If you use smoking or drugs, you can tell on the outside. Why are they doing that? To feel good. Why do we do the things that make us addicted? I'm not talking about the addiction part. Why do we do the things that make us addicted? We do it because we want to feel good. Nobody wants to go through life in pain. We want to feel good. We have systems in us that release neurotransmitters so that we feel good. Dopamine is one that, as Simon Sinek says, it's highly, highly, highly addictive. So you can tell the internal state of people's happiness by looking at them externally. We need to get good at noticing that. And then we can figure out, well, what is the problem here? What is the problem? So when I see somebody who's tattooed, who's got a lot of piercings, who's very short for their weight, who uses drugs, drinks, smokes, who acts like they're happy, we know they're not happy because the happiness comes from outside and they have to keep chasing that happiness. Versus you look at people like that are into yoga, things like that, where their happiness comes from the outside, but it springs from the inside. They generally have thoughts that are described as more blissful. People who are highly religious, you usually find religious people, they're not overweight, don't have bad skin, they don't have whatever, because their happiness comes from within. They don't need to do external things to make them happy. They have joy. All right, enough about that. So I think that's that point. Table, 4 legs, you got to work on each 4. They have to be solidly attached. They have to be equally strong. Maybe not completely equally strong, but they need to be strong enough to bear the weight of whatever is on the table. So think about that. We're still working slowly on our Apex program, Apex something training school, apt. Thriving Warrior APT, Thriving Warrior apt, Apex something training. Okay, Diana, you're up. Diana is up. Okay, yes, the opposite of addiction is connection. Apex professional training. Thank you, Justin. Great. You can always count on Justin for having a pretty good memory. Apex professional training. That's what we're moving to here at the Oasis. If you don't want to be in Apex professional training, if you don't want to be your best, this is not the place for you. It will become very not fun. All right, Diana. Okay, Navy SEALs, Maxim, it's 1839 in. Wow. One way to get the last breadcrumb, how to get from point A to point B, not the second to last breadcrumb, how to get from point A to point B is what? Boom. Yesterday was the only easy day. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Push yourself just a little bit more. Learn a little bit more. Work a little bit harder. Work a little bit longer. Just do a little bit more. Get just a little bit further up that hill on the journey. You can push yourself fast and then enjoy it, or you can just keep going. Don't give up. Don't quit. Last breadcrumb, remember, if you are still here, God isn't through with you yet. We all know from little kids and unfortunate people dying before their time, the message that we are to believe is God brought them home. God brought them home. He brought them to the place that everybody wants to go, living forever with our Father in heaven. So if you're still here, God hasn't finished with you yet. Oh, good. Great. Good. Thank you. I called him yesterday to talk about that. Okay. So God isn't through with you yet. Just remember, if you're still here, God isn't through with you yet, because when he is through with you, what is going to happen? Right. He's going to take you. Okay. So 2026 in. And thank you, Diana and Cut. And how about you, Justin? Can I get an and cut? And cut.